got it. I think I'll change this to which.
Did you say suspend?
Yes.
Suspend all actions pertaining to the redevelopment.
Suspend all actions relating to the Fayette County Justice and Rehabilitation Center until such a time as working sessions passed unanimously by the board. I honestly didn't.
Naturally.
The options by taxpayers and not another entity. Okay, what, related to, until time that
We need a very clear motion.
Yes.
So let's repeat.
I'll make a motion to suspend all actions regarding the Fayette County Rehabilitation Center until such a time as passed by resolution, the prison working group, which is the three commissioners.
No, you said the working session.
Working session.
Working session that was unanimously approved.
Which was unanimously approved, are implemented and are just saying what the intent was of the new prison, which they've never done before. And as far as the advisory group, I was told by and several people it was in violation of the Sunshine Act, specifically the Herald Standard's solicitor from the PNA said it was a violation of the Sunshine Act. So again, my motives here are to still build a prison. I'm not a jail, prison, whatever. I think there is a distinction, but I just want to have everybody that deserves to be a party to it be a party.
And are you then including in your motion, is it to explore other options?
I would hope so, because I have a couple.
Because I would not second a motion and continue on with this if we are not going to explore other alternatives.
Let the motion reflect other options and or alternatives.
Does that include public hearing?
Now there's a question on the motion. The chair needs to call for a question on the motion.
You say suspend all actions. You don't mean by the county commissioner. Who are you?
I'm referring to the county commissioners, and I'm not referring to the litigation that is still ongoing.
But are you referring to the engineers or architects?
I'm referring to anything that pertaining, that was directed by the county commissioners excluding litigation.
Any outside?
Excluding litigation.
Any and any and all actions that the commission has control. There are actions that we have no control.
It's not. You stop at all. This is definitely.
Well, of course not, because what he wants to do is to implement a resolution that I made and was passed unanimously the whole work session.
That all three of us would
And
work together.
Yeah, work sessions and no work sessions. And you may not be privy to that, resolution that was passed
It's our engineers, architects, people that are your agents, employees, not you. That are being correct. So you don't have to respect them.
Not in the room, let me just explain facts. There was the opportunity for everybody to participate in the process.
No, there
No,
wasn't.
there
wasn't. You're lying as usual.
You had so-called public meetings
Please
and
order.
nobody was allowed to speak.
Forums were a joke.
Right,
They were nothing but a
Write
selling.
your questions on a piece of paper.
yeah. And if I feel like it, I'll read
Yeah,
it.
but,
And
yeah.
if I don't, I won't.
That's your process.
If you call
Public
that
comment.
public input,
You have to up-
Motion on the agenda, motion on the floor is to amend the agenda, and then we will.
He's continuing in the selling job is what he's doing. He's still trying to sell it.
Those in favor? item is first proclamation is fetal alcohol syndrome disorder, September 9th, 2013. Anybody here with that?
Commissioners, if I may say a few words, please, before accepting the proclamation. Sure. Thank you. My name is Lorraine Yasanowski, and I work in the prevention program with Fayette County Drug and Alcohol. And September 9th will mark the 15th anniversary of Fetal Alcohol Spectrum Disorder Awareness Day, and it's FASD for short. And it describes a range of disabilities that occur as a direct result of women consuming alcohol during their pregnancy. And it's something that a lot of people do not realize or do not recognize. It's the leading cause of mental retardation in the United States, surpassing spinal bifida, Down syndrome, muscular dystrophy, and other developmental disorders. It is 100% preventable. Pregnant women must abstain from drinking alcohol during their 9 months of pregnancy. And on September 9th at 9:09, we will be spreading the word about fetal alcohol spectrum disorder. At that time, the Fayette County Courthouse bells will ring 9 times. This is to signify women abstaining from drinking alcohol during their 9 months of pregnancy. We also plan to release 9 homing pigeons, if the commissioners will allow us, symbolizing the youthful generation, peace, love, and maternal instinct. We would like to invite the commissioners and the audience that is here today to join us at the courthouse on September the 9th at 9:09 and help us spread the word that fetal alcohol spectrum disorder is 100% preventable. At this time, on behalf of Fayette County Drug and Alcohol Commission, I would like to thank the commissioners for recognizing this important endeavor.
This proclamation for the fetal alcohol spectrum disorder, FASD, whereas the term fetal alcohol spectrum disorder describes the range of effects that can occur in a baby whose mother consumes alcohol during pregnancy. Whereas healthy children are the most important resource in Fayette County, fetal alcohol spectrum disorder is an irreversible, lifelong condition that affects every aspect of a child's life and poses a serious threat to the mental health of our future generations. Whereas the National Organization of Fetal Alcohol Syndrome estimates that 40,000 infants, or 1 out of every 100 births in the United States, are born with FASD. Whereas prenatal exposure to alcohol is the leading cause of birth defects, mental retardation, learning disabilities, attention deficits, and behavioral disorders. Whereas those with FASD have difficulty communicating, learning, and memorizing, they have trouble with school and are often deficient in interpersonal skills. Whereas the effects of FASD are 100% preventable if women abstain from drinking alcohol while pregnant. Whereas Fayette County joined the Fayette County Drug and Alcohol Commission and other committed agencies to raise awareness countywide to promote communications about the effects of fetal alcohol spectrum disorder and to encourage and empower communities and activities to prevent. Therefore, the Fayette County Commissioners do hereby proclaim on September 9th, 2015 as Fetal Alcohol Awareness Day. Fayette County raise awareness about and to urge all expectant mothers to take extra precautions for the health and well-being of the children.
I make a motion to September 9th.
Second. All those in favor? Aye. Motion carries. Consider approval of the ringing of the bells. 14, placing yellow balloons in front of the courthouse. On that same day, hanging a banner in front of
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, citizens, patriots, media. Couple things. First of all, the one agenda, I'm here to talk about primarily the prison, but there's an item on number 6, the Fayette County Redevelopment Authority. And I'm proud to see that one of my heroes growing up. My name is Sean Cavanaugh, former county commissioner, and I'm here to let my voice be heard. But anyways, Bev Bill's in the audience, and she was a security guard at Laurel Highlands and became a school board member. She's always was a hero of mine and always treated me with respect as a young man. And the Laurel Highlands School Board showed leadership and shutting down this TIF, this incremental financing for a 20-year tax break. There is no reason, and I know Andrew French is back here. This is not personal, but it's business. Nobody should give a 20-year tax break to the hottest piece of real estate in Fayette County. And I know because when I was county commissioner, I developed a 600-acre park. Now, I want to finish, and please rebut me after I'm done talking. So, anyways, Laurel Highlands School Board showed leadership, and they shut this down. They did not give the 20-year tax break for this. You don't need to do that. That program is designed and developed for more blighted areas. But back on the prison, and I commend. Excuse me. That's on the agenda, by the way. The one you amended. You amended the agenda. So I'm commenting on, but it is on the agenda now, sir, because you amended it. It's on the agenda. You amended the agenda. Yeah, but I'm discussing that.
You can discuss it at the end.
No, sir. No, sir. You already talked about it. I'm commenting on what you talked about. You're not going to censor me, sir. You just.
I think you both. Sean, which item do you want to now discuss?
What you guys just discussed.
Which was
The
placing
amending of
on the agenda to stop all actions.
That's correct.
That is on the agenda. You are permitted to talk about it.
Correct. I like you, commissioners, and
No,
I
it's
always
just-
have.
It is on the agenda.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Margaret Mead, the great anthropologist and a hero of all women, said to never doubt that a small group of thoughtful, committed citizens can change the world. Indeed, it's the only thing that ever has. Even the founding of our country, the Sons of Liberty. So, with that, I commend Ralph Mazza, John Kofchen, Dr. Evelyn Havanek, and Jerry Mazza, who had the wisdom all along, this prison project, but was refused by the majority of the Board of Commissioners. And I commend Commissioner Zimmerling for having openness and wanting public hearings and getting the input of the public. And people can argue an issue either way. But isn't it ironic that what happened in the coldest winter in history, 3,700 citizens of this county told you guys to halt the project, which, by the way, was halted today. If you're just listening, you want to save so much time.
And money.
And here's what the resolution said, which basically has just happened today. And again, Commissioner Zimmerling, for her leadership on this, the prison, the resolution said to be voided. All options, including renovation, expansion of existing prison, be explored, and for all future prison construction, site selection, cost planning, and related discussions be open and involve meaningful interaction with the general public. So there's a saying: people don't plan to fail; they fail to plan.
Mr. Kavanaugh.
I'm not finished.
Just
Please.
for the record, I made the motion. Commissioner Zimmerman seconded.
I commended you for that. Yes, sir.
And also, one word for the record, Fayette County Business Park was funded by a bond issue that we're still paying.
That's correct.
Okay.
And it's one of the most successful
Again,
projects
it's a
in the
great
history of
business
Fayette
park. I
County.
agree.
Thank you. I appreciate it if you wouldn't interrupt me, and then if you want to.
I just want to make sure you're
That's
providing
the
facts instead of the.
We know you made the motion, she seconded it, and he denied it. It was quite clear and apparent. Thank you for giving me the obvious. So, the fact is, in the coldest winter, they went out, got 3,700 signatures, and what did they ask? They wanted you to pause, they wanted you to listen, they asked you for a referendum, You two shot it down. It was a simple request. Stop the process, pause, explore all options, including remodeling of the existing prison, explored and along with expansion. And that the plans, again, were meaningful interaction, general public. Not only should you have public meetings, but you should also have the press there. Howard, you need the fourth estate there.
Not this
That's right. All press, good, bad, ugly, good press. Okay, you guys shut this down, Zavatovsky and Ambrosini. That was bad judgment. You know, Solomon was asked by the Almighty, what is it you desire? And what did Solomon ask? And what was he given? He was given wisdom. Instead of listening to 4 senior citizens who have a lot of wisdom combined among them, and one a doctor, and one an Allegheny Power retiree, he chose a stand of defiance, arrogance, and a public be damned attitude. The great Republican, right? One of the greatest presidents said that you can fool some of the people some of the time, most of the people most of the time, but you cannot fool all the people all the time. With your, I'm not finished. You interrupted me 2 times and I'm finishing. Thank you. Thank you. And I'll be coming to more meetings, trust me. With your arrogance in place, you turn this whole process into a circus, a traveling circus, making policy on the fly. You tried to force the project on the Fayette County Fairgrounds. What did they do? They told them to pound salt. You went to the Manellen Township. You tried to force it on them. They told them to pound salt. No, they told you all to pound salt. Germantown, I'm not finished. Please don't interrupt me. I didn't interrupt you.
Mr. Chairman, a little order, please.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you for letting me exercise my constitutional rights. Instead of listening to officials and discussing the project, again, your arrogance caused all this resistance. Resistance. Bad planning, bad judgment, no wisdom. There's one place where nobody's complaining to put this prison. There's one place, I guarantee you.
Then why didn't you put it there in 2001?
You interrupted me
Because you
again.
were afraid. Because you didn't have the chutzpah to do it.
Vince Zavatovsky,
Thank you
you
very
interrupted
much.
me again. You are part of the
didn't have
blame.
the chutzpah to do it.
You finally had the chutzpah to stop a
have the
corrupt
chutzpah.
process. A corrupt process here. Now you interrupted me again.
Well, give him 2 more minutes and I'll do it again.
Yeah. You think you're funny. I'm glad you promised 2 terms and you're going. There's one.
Why don't you just
Let
announce
me
yours?
finish. Let me finish. Am I entitled to the constitutional rights of speaking without your interruption, sir?
Feel free.
Thank you. Ignorance. You're the chairman. Thank you. I'm just reading a speech here that I prepared. I worked hard on. There's one place where nobody's complaining to put this facility, and there were plans. And it's right where it is now. Right where the existing facility is. You could cut this project in more than half. There's property around the county courthouse in Allegheny County. Anybody, go down to Allegheny County. They went vertical. You can go vertical. There's no problem there. Washington County, they did it. In Morgantown, West Virginia, they construct tons of buildings and use vertical. They're on the sides of hills. It can be done. So there are plans there in the courthouse. And to rebut one of the comments said, the prison thing wasn't on my agenda. Economic development, reassessing the county, and doing many other things. But by moving this furthermore, moving this facility out of downtown Uniontown, you hurt the downtown. You hurt businessmen like Ron Romeo, Jack Cole, all the other individuals who make their livelihood. They pay the taxes here. The employees of the courthouse, the employees at the jail are going to leave. The visitors that come downtown that use the restaurants, the shop, the bank, and on and on and on. Now, it looks like the albatross, pun intended. You want to build a facility where you need to build roads. You need to expand sewage. You need to spend millions for acreage. And then we're going to roll the dice. We're going to roll the dice, and maybe there's pyrites in there. And due to the geological report, we recommend that you take all that soil out and then put all new soil in. And now get this, not one brick was laid. I'm almost done here. The taxpayers of Fayette County are angry with your arrogance, your judgment, and your butt backwards planning. And this will be a huge tax increase. We don't need an albatross. We don't need a Taj Mahal. We don't need a white elephant. And I was going to call upon to make a motion to go back to the drawing board. And I implore the commissioners that you have open meetings, you invite the press and the public so they can have input. If you would have did this a long time ago, you would have saved this total embarrassment and how much money that was already spent. I don't know. I hope if one of the commissioners knows the answer to that, I'd love to know what you spent already. So the people of this county are demanding this. And you know what? My mother wasn't the smartest woman in the world, but she had common sense. And she said that you can't have champagne taste on a beer pocketbook. We can't afford a Taj Mahal. And then it's on Pyrex, and then you got to redo it like the Walmart in South Union Township. Everybody knows you can't do that. Fiscal responsibility, accountability, good judgment. So, yeah, thank you, Commissioner Zavatoski, for making the motion. I don't appreciate your challenge and the things that you said and interrupting me. I didn't interrupt you. And Angela Zimmerlin, keep the fight. You hold these guys accountable, and the project's on hold. A win and victory for the people of Fayette County. Thank you.
Political announcement, and I paid support. If I may, I have a couple of things I'd like to say. First of all, under 2001 plan, which the Board of Commissioners, C.D. Kavanaugh, and Ron Nell, and Harry Albert, excuse me, had every option to go. Instead, that they did reassess, put some money at the business park, and they bought computers. They did, and we're still paying for that reassessment, are we not, Commissioner Grant?
Since 1958, it wasn't done.
Are we paying for that bond issue? Simple yes or no, we'll be fine. And the bottom line is, you had an opportunity then to prevent this from being where it is today. I agree with you. I just made the motion to stop it. I have a plan that I would like to present. It stays downtown.
Because Ambrosini cut your throat politically, and then it was politically expedient. But you know what? You still made the motion. I give you credit for that. Oh, yeah.
The motion because it was the right thing to do.
Quit whining.
I'm not whining. We're campaigning.
I'm not campaigning.
Pay for it.
I'm not campaigning.
Go get something with one of your boys to pay for it.
You know what? You're losing control, sir.
Oh, I don't lose control.
You're losing control.
I'm up to my control.
He's making all these comments. Yeah, that's okay. You cut his throat. He made the motion. I'm proud of you.
Or security here to help out. It's regarding what the item that Kavanaugh addressed, the amended. My comment is that since you put it on hold, and according to the Trib article in June, Crabtree and Rohrbach were already paid $1.5 million, and Slater Engineering were paid $298. But my suggestion is, well, since they've been paying half the money, they should just leave now, since this is all on hold. Take off the money, take the money and run, and then let it come in from here for second opinion. Save $1.8 million for nothing except paperwork. I think it's time. Why are they here now? Because you're not going to be hurt.
I'm asking that the Fayette County Commissioners not do business with coronavirus. I'm asking that the county separate ties with Tom Crabtree, the representative of the new prison. At the public information meeting concerning the prison in Wilson Township on Friday, October 4th, I asked Mr. Crabtree your plans for the sewage processing facility for this prison. Mr. Crabtree answered yes. There's been some preliminary work done by Slater Engineering, more than preliminary work. Slater Engineering, somebody else.
Slater Engineering, somebody else can speak for the number of sites that were destroyed, but there was a site that we were asked to evaluate with Slater. That's the old behind the fairground site, and there's a cost of developing the sewer that was part of these costs. I didn't say it during the presentation, but the costs that I showed you are total costs. They include contingency, they include outside utility development, all the elements, it's not just brick and mortar costs. Those are anticipated to be total project costs. That exchange is fully documented at the Herald Center website if you go to the multimedia videos. During public meetings, perhaps we also had about the DOJ, shutting down the current prison, and even about the West Virginia personnel at county prisons and that's closed. What do you think would the county's liability be if a contractor not chosen for the jail project took legal issues with bogus, illegal, not unauthorized carrying the county controller's name without her knowledge? County bid numbers welcome contractors to spend $450 weeks ago to obtain project specs that Commissioner Allen Nicholson alone authorized for publication in voting trades and carried out by Crabtree. I'm asking that you folks make a motion to not do business with Crabtree. Is it all right if I shift gears a little bit here?
My name is Joel Chisler, President of Brothers Laser Service. We're a local company. The cartridges that I'm proposing that the county uses are all made locally. And it's discussing item 16 under the commission. What I'm proposing is very simple. What I like about this program that I'm proposing for the county is it's very simple. There's no smoke and mirrors. Simply, the county agrees to purchase laser printer cartridges for their black and white laser printers, standard laser printers, of which it makes up the bulk of the printer fleet for the county. If you look on commissioners, if you look on item number 1, the very first page of what I gave you, you'll see that there's almost 100 monochrome laser jet printers in the county. Simply, all the county has to do is agree to purchase our cartridges, and we will agree to repair all the printers. That includes maintenance kits, cartridges, parts, on-site service. And we're local right here, right be there in most cases. And our technicians. We are HP authorized. So that's what I'm proposing. I had left several copies. I didn't know to do that. I left it for each commissioner. No, actually I spoke with Catherine, and Catherine passed the copy of each to each commissioner. I had left it last week. Okay. Like I said, there's no. there anything else I need?
Hi, I'm Dean Gregg. I work for I'm the man. I was here to just every company,
I want to refer to the motion that had attached to me. My name's Ralph Mazza, you know. First of all, I want to thank Vince for making it. Too bad it wasn't made a long time ago. You saved the county and you just saved our committee, referendum committee, a lot of money. This is all we've ever asked for, was to investigate other means of doing this job. This farce has been going on for almost 2 years, and there's been no public input whatsoever on this. And as far as your prison committee, whatever you want, prison board committee, whatever you want to call it, the reason that 2 commissioners can't go to one meeting, I mean, they're not, now they're knocking Mrs. Zimmerman by not attending, is because to do so would make a quorum, and the quorum would have to be a public meeting, it had to be advertised, and to not advertise it would be a violation of the Sunshine Act. And that is why 2 commissioners can't attend such a meeting. Vince was right to not attend the meeting. Having said that, I want to ask a question about here you have an article in the paper saying you can have an assistant to the buildings and grounds. In today's hiring work, is he going to be an assistant? Is he going to be a pencil pusher? Or is he going to be? He's going to get down in the dirt and work.
The combination of the two, Mr. Mazza,
Well, the reason I take exception to him having an assistant. Yeah. That's what the question. He's going to be a worker. Right?
Yes,
Okay,
yes,
well, that's
he is,
what I
he
wondered.
is a worker.
I wondered
He or
if
she
that
will be a
that
worker.
was just a subterfuge to get around the.
That is totally separate and apart from the position that was
System that boggles my mind. But I remember back when a gentleman by the name of Jack Frith brought in the director of buildings and grounds, and when he came in, he was really in bad shape. The courthouse was filthy. He didn't even know what color towels they had. And in a short time, he cleaned that all up. had no assistant, but he did what he had to do. He had to fire some people because he found out that people weren't doing their job. And anyhow, he cleaned up the whole mess. My cat was and is a disabled Vietnam veteran. And a disabled Vietnam veteran who had to walk with a cane can do the job without an assistant. I think an able-bodied man can do the job. Thank you.
I'm Ron Romeo, third generation business owner in Fayette County and City of Uniontown and North Union Township. I just would like to elaborate on two issues. Agenda 6, tax abatement for a 20-year period. I don't recall dating back to 1935 when my grandfather Stefano tried to start business in this area to ever been offered free taxes or a tax abatement. And up to this date, I don't recall that ever happening as well. So, in my respect to this, I'm totally opposed. And, you have to start taking the burden off the local business owners to carry the weight of this county. Furthermore, I applaud Laurel Highlands School District because one of my businesses is one of the largest taxpayers in North Union Township. And I'm glad Laurel Highlands School District did what they did. Also, to reinforce the motion that was approved today in regards to the prison, yes, jobs. I have a little deli on Beeson Boulevard that does hot lunch takeouts every day. Mr. Zapatowski is one of our steady customers. And we enjoy a lot of business from the employees of the county prison every day. And I would hate to see that leave this area. In addition, just something to think about now down the road. Our Uniontown Police Force, it's going to cause added costs to transport prisoners out of the city limits. It's going to reduce police protection in the city when they have to transport prisoners out of the city limits. So it's something to think about, which I'm amazed that our mayor, city council, has not stood up and says, wait a minute, you're going to take this huge thing from our downtown, and you're going to incur extra costs in our city to transport these thugs. So, it's just something to think about down the road. Yes.
I support utilizing the existing property as well as some new construction. Make sure. And we can do that, pull that off without having to remove that. Sean had mentioned the pyrite as an issue. You really don't know what you start getting and how much you got there. And I don't think they did. Their 40% were done randomly. They weren't done on the grid. So you put up the east side was more effective with pyrite than the west side, but the other side was the south side. So I had some questions regarding that. So I do think we can keep it downtown. We have mixed use. We just need to work together.
I can attest to pyrite as well. We experienced that in our facility that we built in 1980 in North Union Township, which it caused us to spend an extra $750,000 to construct a new freezer because the pyrite underneath the original freezer lifted the floor 3.5 feet. So I can attest to that. Wow. Now, one last comment. Just something to think about. My food distribution company for 45 years service food service operation in the Fayette County Prison. Years ago, the commissioners have decided to go with a food management company to now come in and operate that. So if you are going to upgrade your food service, first of all, I will give you free consultation with layout, design, menu setup, and so forth. That's my profession. But I would really like you to consider to open that back up to where the county would operate their own food service department and allow our company the opportunity to regain that business back that we have not had well over 12 to 15 years. Okay? Thank you.
Yeah, we don't need it. It is such a great deal. Private investors. I say vote no. Go with Laurel Heights. I'm gonna keep that brief. I know, it's second nature to me now. I always think about the prison. Vince, thank you very much. For the motion you made. Thank you, Mr. It's long past due. Spent a lot of money. It's time to disband now, select prison working group, and the three commissioners have their work session. Voted on. We voted several months ago. We voted to have the commissioners have a working session to discuss the prison. As soon as the meeting was over, Mr. Ambrosini walked up to Mrs. Zimmerlin, and I was standing there, and I heard him say, "The working sessions will never happen," and they have not happened. That's the kind of man we have running this county. And I want to say to you, Mr. Ambrosini, shame, shame, shame on you for what you did for your employees. There is no reason you can give for the way you treated Catherine. That is so uncalled.
Please, that's another subject that I intend to address as well.
Well, I just want
One way or another.
Well, good, because, and for Patty Auger to let herself be used by you to accomplish that feat is, I don't understand. It's just, you, I remember you telling me back when you were running for office how smart you were. You were second man at Allegheny Power. I took care of all the problems. I did this, I did that. And then you pull a stuff like this. You paid Ken Murphy all that money to do a report on solicitors because we're being sued to. Then what do? You just opened up the county to a big lawsuit, which she will probably win. By your act. So, are you smart? I wonder. Unbelievable.
Ladies and gentlemen, if I may, let me introduce the infamous, one and only, the front page of your Sunday edition Herald Standard, Mitch Rosen.
Was my bald head, was my bald head carrying out what you saw on the cameras the other day? Carrying out the blueprints. And I felt that I needed to come to this meeting today just to clarify what my position was in trying to help in the assistance of developing several projects in Fayette County, one being the new county prison, the other the 600-acre parcel on the Mon-Fayette Expressway.
And then
So-
we discussed about the German company moving in.
There's a couple companies we're looking at right now. But
We're
anyway,
talking about economic development, for real, talking about economic development.
What number on the agenda you have?
Prison.
the prison. So we talk about the prison first. I'm a business person out of Morgantown. I've done business with Fayette County going all the way back to Sean's days when I purchased a company called Bear Security. I've done work in the current facility. Current facility really needs upgraded. Something needs to be done at some point. If you've never been there, you don't want to be there, number one. My role in putting this deal together, or trying to be a part of this, was I have friends that are developers in West Virginia. We have originally met with Commissioner Ambrosini, had several lunches with Commissioner Ambrosini here in Uniontown. We also had, I'm sorry? Okay. We had.
I'm the only one not allowed to have lunch.
We know that.
We had Commissioner Ambrosini come to Morgantown, review some of the sites at one point. I've also had a relationship with Commissioner Zabatowski. When we heard that the prison project was starting to move again, I contacted Commissioner Zabatowski, put him in touch with the developers. The developers are Rick and David Biafor of Morgantown. And if any of you travel, shop, anything in Morgantown, the Biafors are one of the largest developers in West Virginia right now, probably one of the largest in the region. Sure. Okay. I'll clear up on the jail. Very nice to meet you. And there was. I'll stick with the agenda item just on the bill. The process that the developers were looking to propose to Fayette County was what's called a public-private deal. So what happens is, and this is going on in Morgantown right now with Mon General Hospital. If you're familiar with Mon General, it's probably the second largest hospital in the world. What happens is the developer uses money from banks, insurance companies. They build the building on behalf of the county or the city. There's several of these going on in West Virginia right now. I think several other have happened in Pennsylvania with roads or other projects. And what you do is you use private money to finance a public project. And what happens is you save a lot of money there. What goes on is you don't have the bonding costs. You don't have a lot of your costs associated with building a project this way. Now, all the projects can be built via union, prevailing wage, everything the way that the county would require it. And what happens is the projects are leased back, or the property is leased back to the county from anywhere from 15, 20, 25, 30 years, depending on what the rate the county wants to pay for the project. And at the end of that term, the project is given to the county for $1. The land, if they use county property, they lease it for $1 a year. And yes. Sure, not a problem. I just wanted to clarify what went on and what happened, and I appreciate your time.
Did Nell turn that project down with you before?
He never got back to us after we originally met, and that's why everything came out last week.
How many times did you meet with him? How many times?
3, 4. Thank you for your time.
They took you to the meeting.
I can come to a different meeting. I think it's going to be. We can talk about your redevelopment stuff at another meeting.
I'm Dennis Kernot, Fayette County resident. And I have to apologize to everybody here because I have not been coming to these meetings and there's a lot I do not understand. I have a question for Mr. Zabatowski. I'm not being harsh. That's okay. It's just a question. Why have we gone so long on this project until ability to analyze what's going on initially, up front, do your diligence, make a decision, and then you go with it unless there's some major change of event. But we've gone so long on this project, almost ready to shoot the gun, and it's changed. Why did it take so long? Who is we?
Other members of the board, myself and the commissioners, there were meetings held that we were not informed of, specifically Mark Lundquist, there was a meeting here, that seemed to be the place to go. There were places that were discussed, or information was discussed. If we don't know, I mean, granted, I'm taking my commissioner's colleagues' word that this is the proper procedure, we're doing everything correctly. And I finally got to the point, the last 3 months, I've asked several times, please keep us included, keep us apprised. I went to the last prison working group. Commissioner Jimmy followed me, didn't say anything, I did, and I implored them that it's time for you to separate from the prison working group and come to the Board of Commissioners and the other stakeholders within the county, such as the DA, the sheriff, etc. Am I a day late and a dollar short? You betcha. But I'd rather be a day late and a dollar short than a month late and close.
Vince, for 2 years, you get this man a second on everything he asked for, and we've shoveled $2 million down the toilet. Come on, I understand what you're saying. You woke up. We're born again. But unfortunately, like this gentleman just said, why did it take 2 years and $2 million to get a wake-up call?
You're reading a report from Crabtree. You believe it has validity. You believe it's been done with level of professionalism.
But don't say you've been uninformed, because you have been informed.
That's not the case, Mr. Chris. On the contrary.
You voted yes, Vince. Every time.
Yes. I agree with you. I voted yes.
You kept the process going.
Sitting back here, and it's kind of a surreal moment. I should be happy with this. But the reality of the situation is we are still stuck right where we were. How many years? It seems like this has gone on forever. Does anybody have prison fatigue besides me? I mean, really?
Yes.
It's just
Yes.
like, Mr. Zapatowski, I applaud your decision. But I can tell you unequivocally that two things will not let us make progress. One, when we talk about what should have been done, or could have been done in the past. The past, they call the past for one reason. It's done. We are here now. Okay? We really do need a solution. Mr. Ambrosini, we cannot make progress if you take the low road, challenge someone's ethics, you of all people. I mean, really. Mr. Ambrosini, you have, no, don't bang your gun.
All civil, don't
Okay.
get personal.
It's not personal.
Oh, it's a headline when it's about me, but it's
Yeah.
personal.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Take the
I
gavel.
get all of that. I get all of that. So we've got to get past this recrimination. We've got to get past this politics. We have to find a solution to the problem. And please, let's move on. Now, when I read in the paper, okay, you're accusing one of your fellow commissioners of ethics violations. And I think of the number of times that you have said, look me in the eye, lied to me about various phases of this program. I think, how do you know anything about that? How can you even go there? What you do, and you did, and now we're done with that, I hope. So please, let us look at the alternatives. There's a gentleman here, Mr. Brozick, I swear to you all, never met the guy, don't know his plan. But this is what we need to do, is we need to look at these alternative
alternative proposals, and we need to select the one that Fayette County is served by, one that Fayette County can pay for realistically, because remember, that was one of the misrepresentations, it's gonna be free, right? No charge to the taxpayer. Does anybody buy that?
No.
No charge to the taxpayer. Right, so with that mindset, we cannot make progress. Second, very shortly, because I know a lot of people. The bid process. I have a letter.
Timer.
Keep going,
Yeah,
John.
the other people
Don't
got
worry.
to.
There's no time
Indulge
limit.
me. Indulge
Oh,
me.
too bad.
Kavanaugh talked for
Yep,
30 minutes.
Exactly.
Sunshine Law says that you have to have time to. get
I'm almost
your point.
done.
Oh, come
No,
on.
it isn't.
Let him
Almost
finish.
done.
Free speech.
Commissioner, I have no problem
Free speech.
giving another minute to the gentleman.
Yes.
Another minute. Is that okay, sir?
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I have in my hand a letter, and it is labeled advertisement for bids. And it's very specific. As a matter of fact, it's a pretty good plan. It seems fair and everything, but it's very specific. It gives dates that you're soliciting bids for, when the person has to have the bid in, where to pick it up. And after all this brouhaha about ethics, surprisingly it says, bidding documents are available for examination at all places, the courthouse. So the guy comes in, says it. Yeah, there's like nine places. So how is one contractor disadvantaged or ethics somehow violated? It's right here in your own process. You originate
Oh.
the fact, wait, okay. Do you know who did? Did you provide the authorization with this job? Because you're very specific about times that you have to give everybody a month. No, please, don't. No. I know, Mr. Ambrosini, I know a lot about bid packages. So don't, scare me on with that. You know who did. And who authorized it? That's important because did we have a contract go rogue and kind of on their own? Well, what about the guy, is the temporary controller here?
Yeah, wasn't she?
Can I ask you a question without fear of like the press coming and waterboarding you or anything in your office? The question is did a contractor send you a check to obtain a bid? They did. Mr. Ambrosini, I'm sorry, this is not a figment of my imagination. Somebody beside me thought the bids went out because somebody sent a check to obtain a bid. But enough. We're past that now. I'm not done. Mr. Ambrosini, not an accusation here. I'll tell you what, I bring you gifts. I bring you your own copy. I bring your own copy of this. Matter of fact, I've got one for everybody. This is not an accusation. This is entitled Advertisement for Bids for the Proposed Jail. This is not an accusation. This is hard copy. Want one? I can hook you up. You don't need it. You offered it, right? Okay. Anyhow, I'm done. What I'm saying is we need to get past where we are. I am finished. I didn't. Mr. Ambrosini, have you seen this? You haven't. Who was the authorization? Oh, well then you did see it.
How could you authorize without seeing it?
Okay. This is why we're stuck, y'all.
In the habit of just authorizing things without checking them out.
done. I'm done. But folks, this is why we're stuck. You saw it, you didn't see it, you wrote it, you didn't write it, you knew about it, you didn't know about it.
Oh,
Okay? Thank you. No. Mr. Andrews, you have ample time to speak all the time. Your problem is you want to filibuster, you want to bullshit. I'm sorry, I'm not allowed to say bullshit. I apologize for that. I really do. I apologize for that.
Please.
yeah.
How does this lady end up with a check for $450 to pay the bid package if the bid didn't go out? We're really just talking in circles here.
Oh, no. No.
You can do that.
The bid process is not the question. I don't have a problem with the bid process. I think the bid process is set up very well, very fairly, designed to give us a good break. No problem with the process. The question is authorization. And this has always been the question throughout this entire process is you're kind of like the Lone Ranger out there and you're deciding this and you're deciding that on your own. And your fellow commissioners, the other 2/3 of our leadership, have been excluded. That's a problem. That's one of the reasons why we're not making progress. Thank you very much. Oh, I'm sorry. Could I give you some copies?
But thank you. That document that you're looking at right now, okay, you just said that he gave you authorization to place that. Is that correct? That's incorrect, okay? Put that email up because that email does not exist, but that one after the fact, okay? My question to you is, I did not advertise that. Okay. You gave that, you sent that after all of this because that's how the second thing is there is an email that specifically says, and I learned this after the fact as well, that a member from Craft Associates sent that to Commissioner Ambrosini, who then sent it to the chief clerk, not to anyone else, but to the chief clerk, and asked for a review by John Cobb. The chief clerk then sent it to John Cobb. All of this you find out after the fact. So there was at least 3 individuals who
Mr. Emerson, I've sat in on a lot of construction projects that participated in quite a few. This is the worst role of a public works project that one can imagine. You have written a handbook on how to do it.
I want to thank you for managing this, for wanting to look at other options, and for pushing this too as well. I just have a really gnawing feeling, however, that in order for things to go about efficiently and up and up the rest of the way, solving this jail problem, I have a gnawing feeling that Al really needs to be removed as chairman.
I have one comment. I don't care. I've heard serving everybody else speak. Why is it that I'm the only one? You always like to mock me and demean me in these meetings. You have something about me in particular. You told me limited to 3 minutes. You didn't say that to one other person except me. Why is that? Why did you tell me before you started? I mean, 3 minutes. But everybody else, but it's
Because
me,
you
I make
listened
talk
to him.
forever.
Because you listened to him instead of ignoring him.
I mean,
Like you should.
Order.
The arrogance you have in saying to me is just despicable. And you're showing it now to go on camera. This is it for you. No more Dreamland Lego jail.
Oh, come on.
So they've been close to 30 years.
But also, this is probably on the agenda item, it's not a reiteration of why the sheriff was in jail. So, sir,
Giving
you're
it
right.
to
Did you
itself.
get that answer?
We do have will control some of the growth. With these programs, we'll be able to slow the growth down to about 1.9 to 2.1. So that itself is we're never going to stop growth, but we can control it.
It should be. Yeah. Michael Kavanaugh. Couple items. Mr. Amberstein, I'm going to refer to, we have a controller here. The controller can enlighten us. Recent newspaper article, and I apologize if I'm going to be out of order. I work out of state. I want to address my board. I apologize to the audience for my order. There was an article, you've asked that she be investigated by a district attorney. You've now brought and asked that he be brought on charges, correct? Or had the district attorney investigate him, correct? Is that not the case? You wanted to know. My question is to you. Are you going to ask that yourself be investigated? And that maybe the district attorney might take a look at you for this backdoor access that you granted unilaterally to the controller program of the financial software program? Nobody authorized that but you. You told the IT department guy to give clearance to somebody else to the sensitive accounting system. Is that correct? You did do that. So hopefully you'll turn yourself in too. But I find it interesting how you like to have the district attorney come to bat for you, or you want the district attorney to come in and play and investigate him. I think you need to be investigated. On the prison, the geotechnical study that everybody has been waiting for, you rudely attacked Mrs. Mazza by saying that she's going to educate you with her engineering. I recall you.
You had it for
She
2.5
read it and understood it.
You had it for 2.5 months and did not share it with your fellow commissioners. Meanwhile, the county is potentially on the hook for $1.25 million of fine. Time's ticking on the 90 days of due diligence. You held that report for 2.5 months. We haven't signed it. You did sign to buy it. So you both signed to buy this property? Amazing. So you withheld that report and everybody had it, and you had access all that time, and you withheld it because when they did finally deliver the report, only 2 copies were delivered. One for the 2 commissioners that didn't have it. But so, am I understanding that you have closed on this property? Not yet.
No, because it's still contingent on, sure, we'll answer the question. It's contingent on.
He said it's for downtown, he's for downtown, so I guess that's null and void then, right?
My concern is we're at $4 million. Spent or going to be spent. Now, I applaud you for stopping. I applaud the people for coming and continuously standing up to have to listen to your arrogance, Commissioner Anderson. And I've seen you personally be unkind to a World War II veteran. I've seen you be unkind to his wife. We need to carry this a step further, as Julie said. You need to leave as chairman because you obviously were not sharing the information that you had. You were withholding. You were holding private meetings. You were telling the IT department guy, who's now you're going to vote on his resignation, who you told him to give backdoor access to the county's accounting system. For what purpose? If you needed information, could you not ask the controller for some information? What did you need access to the sensitive accounting program for, Commissioner? Since you were the one who authorized it by yourself, by the way, which is not allowable.
I didn't answer, Michael.
You gonna answer? Can I listen to your answer? I'm gonna stand here. Can I stand here and listen to your answer? You must be removed as chairman. Vince, amend the agenda again and take the gavel from this guy.
Oh, Michael, he says he was going to answer your question.
I'm waiting. Well, I'm gonna probably wait till something freezes over.
In your favor, probably.
And this is an agenda item, so we are going to discuss it.
I think you have the acting controller, maybe she could shed some light onto how is it that certain people are giving unauthorized access to our sensitive accounting. I don't know of any resolution or any vote that I'm aware of. I haven't seen a document where anybody has signed 2 times by 2 different commissioners to authorize you to do what you're doing. This is not dictator Al. And that's why you need
Yes,
to go.
it is. That's why we're in the mess we're
It
in.
cannot be that the individual received the authorization from Commissioner Ambrosini and he entered into the server from a backdoor access. Okay? That's not up for debate. He stated it. There was a reporter from the Tribune Review, I believe, I don't know which newspaper it was, and he acknowledged that the employee acknowledged that plus the employee acknowledged that the other individuals knew, okay? It can't be done. It was done through a backdoor access because one commissioner wanted to do that, and the employee
Ronan, if I may say, Mr. Ronan, by virtue of having access, front door access, side door access, having access in general, what potential harm to the county, of the county's financial system? I mean, if somebody was having, just look at them saying, oh my goodness, I'm in Newport. Receive bond, they can receive rating vendors, issuing checks, the whole 9 yards. So that the whole process is breached. This did not happen. No money was taken, and nothing like that occurred. And that's because,
Yeah.
You know that?
it wouldn't have been found unless Ms. Rona found it. Not only did she find it once, she had to suspend passwords on how many occasions? Because they're unlawful, some people folks getting in, they shouldn't be in. How many times? So, it was excessive. It was excessive. So it looked like something was wrong there. And we discovered that there was excessive use. Plus, if it was me, I was using it too much. I just didn't go all line with the 8 o'clock or 4:30 shift. We don't have a contract with the person in question, Sam Lynch. We don't have a contract for him to do any work on the prison. The only contract we engaged with such plan was Mark Lundquist, correct? But I mean, that's the only one that has any contractual obligation to the county to do any work on the prison, correct? Yes, Mark Lundquist, not Sam Lynch. Sam Lynch helps prepare the audit, and Sam Lynch comes in and helps with the budget, right?
You have not adequately answered.
But it'll have controllers.
Let me give you a brief response to what you just said.
They're not.
Just a brief response, please.
He said a lie. Incorrect.
It's a lie. Come on.
For the last 10 minutes, okay? First off, let me say this, okay? The email that Commissioner Emerson directed the chief clerk to send out to all 67 counties asked who has the permission for the software. 6 counties responded, okay? 6 out of, and there were 67. 6 responded. Of those 6 counties, how many acting control of those 6 that responded, that he said it was the accounting of the IT department that has the supervision. How many of those 6 counties have elected county controllers? 4. Okay? 4. They do not have elected. They do not have county controllers. So that's why the county controller does not have the supervision, because those counties do not have county controllers. So it's okay to make a statement like that, but it makes absolutely no sense. Of course, they're not going to say we gave it to the IT department and not our county controller, because they have no county controller.
That's
So
typical Amberson.
it's several parts. The second part is that he said that recently, since all of this broke in the newspaper, that Sam Lynch had another issue. Acting controller, could you tell us what that issue was and how it was resolved, and whether or not it was a issue? Okay, he couldn't drill down to see detail of the check, and what was the problem, and why couldn't he drill down and drop down? He needed what? All what he needed was another permission, so all he had to do was, does he need that information? Okay, and was there any particular reason why he did not have that? So it was updated, correct? Okay, and had, we don't need to go through a back door to give permission. All we have to do is come to the controller's office, and they will give the permissions as needed to protect the security of our financial system. The other thing is, Commissioner Emerson, he said that there were 2 employees that could not do the work. The purchasing and the chief clerk, correct? Okay, well, the purchasing agent had contacted us and corrected the statements that were in the newspaper and the statements that he said. Her only issue was the fact that she was giving work access time. Okay, she had access, but and this is the individual who sent an email to all of us to make the clarification because of how it was stated in the newspaper and by Commissioner Emerson. Her access was from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. Work, whatever the work time was. Okay, the controller's office asked the purchasing agent a few months ago. As a matter of fact, I'm sorry, at the beginning of the year 2014, and asked her to close out 2013 purchase orders. This individual wanted to accommodate the county and the controller's office. She had so much work to do during regular working hours that she went home and she wanted to do it in the evening. When she went home and tried to do it in the evening, the access came up that says denied. You only have access during working hours. There's nothing wrong with that. Okay? She came to work the next day. She asked that that be changed so she could go home and work on it in the evening, and she was given that access. It's not this big deal she was denied any access. The employees are supposed to do their work during county time, not after county time. In this instance, she wanted to have access after working hours, and she was granted it. It's not a big issue.
Well, Mr. Zimmerman, I appreciate you clarifying.
But had that person had that come to the controller's office, the controller would have done so and monitored it. Okay? You don't need to backdoor anything.
And that's where Commissioner Ambrosini, I don't think you understand government that you're working. You got elected to a position, and I don't think you understand that. You have to have, you have to have checks and balances. Number one, the controller's here to
protect us. Number two, you have to have 2 signatures or 2 votes to do anything, and you don't seem to understand your position, I don't think. And my final comment is this, for Kathy Winker, because I heard the show and I heard what happened. It is unconscionable for me to think that a county commissioner would call an employee into his office and interrogate that person, who is not your secretary, who is Commissioner Zabatowski's secretary. Who do you think you are to do that to an employee? Who do you think you are to belittle one of your employees? You came in here and you had Ken Berkeley paid him all this money. We're going to reduce lawsuits. Yeah, I hope she takes you to court, because you know what? You seem to have a problem with your job duty and withholding information and trying to interrogate people. I don't. You're not a district attorney. I don't think.
If I may, Michael, please, this, I say this, honest, this is just gonna upset her further. So, I know you guys understand what happened, your emotions are just that, but, she's gonna lose it. We're here for her.
I'm bringing it up because it should never happen again.
Don't
ever,
forget-
ever.
Especially in front of a
Don't forget though,
Especially.
the Herald Standard enables everything he does.
Amen. They do. They cover up all this crap.
And a few on WMBS. My name is David Cho. I'm also a lifelong resident of the county. I will make my statement brief. First off, Angela, you have to stop thinking, because that mucks up our school. Second off, I'm in total disagreement with you. There, in light of all this stuff that's going down with this prison, all of the lies and deception, he should absolutely not step down as chairman. He should step down as commissioner.
Hey, good morning, Commissioners. My name is Terry Chris. I'm from Dunbar Township. I'd like to comment on number 6, Fayette County Redevelopment Authority with your TIF program. I have to say, even though I don't agree with Sean Kavanaugh's politics, I'll agree with him on the TIF program. This is corporate welfare. And when I heard the last Commissioners meeting or 2 ago, and your friends come in here and called that property blighted, it about made me sick. Anyone else in this community or this room thinks about blight, you can maybe think about the Brownsville's past or even its condition. I'm not just picking on that, but you don't call a blighted area next to the most biggest development in our county blight. You get a TIF program. These are multi-millionaire developers. They can well afford to pay taxes and build and do whatever they want to do. If they can afford to hire Reed Smith as their legal consultant, they got the money to do whatever they need to do. The Laurel Highlands Board should be commended for looking out for their constituents, which I'm really surprised because it's rare of a school board to really do that and put politics second and people first. So, Commissioners, get rid of that idea. If you have one leader, follow the thing. These people can afford to develop on their own. Don't give them a helping hand and hurt others who have done that. Second comment is on number Human Resources, number 13. Consider placing you on the agenda accepting the resignation of Director IT Kevin Halter, effective August 27th. I have a few questions about that, please. When was Kevin hired by the how long has he been here?
From the Fred Lebder days, he was a consultant.
Well, it's official ID. 3 years. 4 years.
So he's not new to the program. He fully understands his job description and position. When did he tender his resignation? What day?
We didn't get official.
So it was August the 11th is the day he tendered his resignation, right? And he wants the effective date of August the 22nd. That Friday, Friday. If he's been to work since the day he gave that notice, he has been every day. Okay, so he didn't burn up 6 days or hide from the issue. He's been a faithful employee that's come to work, correct? Now, I've heard everybody talk about this going in the back door and this and that. And obviously, this guy, but I read in the paper, did it. It's a responsibility that he's doing. I ever seen him doing it. You know, you want to accept his resignation. Don't you think that's a little bit lightweight, accepting someone's resignation? Instead of setting a tone and a signal to future employees, you don't do stuff like this. Doesn't that make more sense? Why would you just let somebody walk out the door and I resign? And by the way, it was the day he resigned, the day before this broke in Herald Standard. The day before. I find it highly coincidental this man of 5 years decides to check out the day before the story breaks in the newspaper. So, to just say we're going to accept this resignation, what tone does that set for any future employee that decides to go in the back door, do things unethical or improper, knowing full well, what tone does that set? What precedent does it set by saying, yeah, just leave me go away, we don't.
We want to make sure that just to ensure that reach do obtain his own password. Was the company SIB, and we seal it in sign dates and put it in the safe. We did make sure that Kevin was helping.
That still doesn't preclude you from reprimating him. He did a major foo pop. Major. Major. This isn't a minor infraction. This is a major where, in my opinion, any business, he would have been fired. Literally. But to do nothing but to let him walk out the door, I think it's very irresponsible, all three of you. So my recommendation is he should be given a reprimand out the door. Think of the next poor guy who got hired and not knowing what he did. On to the next subject, which is the prison. I'm sure you're full all aware. And I'm the closest neighbor to that major debacle. You know, this is a crazy story, Vince, and I just said it there before. For 2 years, man, you give this guy a yes on everything. Say you're on the loop, no way I'm going to ever let you get a pass on that. We all beat into your, pleaded with you, begged with you, and still you give him a yes. And here we are again, 2 million later, and now we decide, which, hey, I'm going to be along with the rest. I commend you for doing it, but 2 million later. Now, here's the problem I have with the decision. I'm the guy with the wallet fighting you people. I don't like the fact that you're going to pull the plug, but let the court system continue. Why do I want to spend my money, to fight your system that now you're admitting you don't even want in my backyard? I don't want to have to fight Cheryl Hyde to try to be an intervener in my case, and I don't want to have to fight Al Ambrosini. It's costing me tens of thousands of dollars to play this little merry-go-round game with this prison debacle. Okay? You pulling the plug and saying, "Halt," does not stop the legal process and the siphoning of money out of my wallet. You understand that? So to let me, Terry, and company do the dirty work to put an end to this crap, while the three of you decide to cipher it out and talk about other alternatives, doesn't help my cause at all. I'm not asking you for a legal response. You finally, there was an awakening that happened. Whatever that was, thank God, whatever it was. But the point is, I still gotta shovel money at this dictator's debacle. You agree? Are you sitting here telling me now it's not gonna be in my backyard, period? Is that your response? And you know something? This lady commissioner has said that from day one, along with me and many other people in this audience. But we were all obstructionists. And today I didn't like reading the paper with Hennick's little story again about obstructionists. I'm tired of being called an obstructionist. Hey, I'm a property owner, and I'm going to tell anybody in this room, with anybody, and I mean anybody, want a prison in your backyard. Anybody here, put up their hand, please. There it
Maybe
is.
Al put it up on the hill where his house.
So to say to me that I'm an obstructionist,
Who said that, sir?
that was Hennick's comment,
Oh, okay.
obstructionists are holding up the process of this jail. So that means the masses and Evelyn and Coxie and me and my wife, we're gonna hold up this whole thing. He's putting all the weight on our shoulders. Okay, Vince, guess what? Today, you're gonna take some of that, and you're gonna put it on your shoulder. And you did, but you're not taking the weight off of my shoulder. Right or wrong? I gotta fight you for something you don't even want built.
It would take 2 votes to rescind that action. And I don't know the legal approach that would take. Cheryl would have to advise me on that, and that would still take 2 votes.
Then I suggest you better be doing something, because you realize I'm not gonna roll over on this program and swallow these legal bills. You gotta understand it, especially with this decision you made today. You leave it wide open. All this money I shoveled in the toilet. All this time I've been a gentleman, but I did sit at the table like everybody else that did short time, and I'm an obstructionist. But I'm an obstructionist that spends money.
Sir, I'm entitled to change my mind. I did so based on my belief. I feel that we can do this project downtown cheaper and as efficient as we could outside.
And I couldn't agree with you more.
I've studied, I've looked at everything, but I understand. Unfortunately, not every bit of information was provided. I have that all now, and I'm ready to make the move.
It was, Vince, I'll argue with one thing. It was provided. And if it wasn't, you got an office right beside this guy. Right beside him. Now, I need the info. If you don't want to give it to you, then grab and make them give it to you. Yeah, right. We all have to. That's exactly right. Case continues. She did follow an intervention.
Yeah.
Something else.
me ask a question,
But this is today, I have to pay to defend her appeal.
Miss I,
I paid my attorney to respond to you.
Miss I, may I ask you a question? On Tuesday's agenda meeting, there were 3 items. 2 were put together, but subsequently we did separate them. One was Chris suit, the other was the option Manic suit, correct? That did not advance for approval at this meeting, correct? Secondly, there was another motion that did not make it past the agenda. That was the motion to give Commissioner Ramsey authorization to file as an intervener on behalf of the county. And that was not passed. So what I'm asking is, if I said no, and we voted no on the others, and it's not on here today, then
You're on target so far. The question is, why did she file the intervention the same day, 2 hours after the judge said go file it, told her she was down here at the Procon Authority's office doing it? 2 hours later. You're right. You didn't instruct her to do it. She did it on her own 2 hours after the judge told her to do it.
Who authorized?
Ask her the question. She's right here.
Who authorized it?
Commissioners, who authorized her to do that? You obviously didn't, Mr. Zapatowski, Mr. Zimmerly, Commissioner Everseen. So she took it on her own, 2 hours after a hearing, took it on her own to intervene on my case and cost me more money. Yeah. Now you know the series of events. Where did he get his authority?
We don't know.
Well, it's obvious. Nobody give it to him. We got rogue attorneys here. We're just going to do what we want and cost me time and money.
That's how they operate.
I am going to wrap it up. No problem. I want to know what we're going to do about this legal deal. You keep letting me spin in my wheels, you're going to get me more pissed off, and I'm going to sue you for even more money. I'm telling you, we went down a road, and you realize now the time we've all spent on this deal, there has to be multiple thousands and thousands of hours on wasted time. DEP officials, conservation district officials, courthouse employees, county commissioners, people of the public. Do you imagine the time waste you have created in this town over this debacle of a prison? Do you understand that? Thousands and thousands of hours. You got grant writers looking for grants for a sewage project that ain't ever going to happen. What the hell's wrong with you, man?
Chris.
Al, you are out of control, and I'm going to agree with everybody. Do us all a favor this time. Relinquish your chairmanship. Hey, Al, relinquish your chairmanship to the other two, and please do us all a favor. My God.
If I may, one last part of the word. Yes, I realize that I did support the initiatives presented to the board prior. However, based on reflection and review, I think that we can do it better, cheaper, and accomplish the same goal. So if that took me 6 months to figure that out, I apologize. But quite frankly, what I've now seen, and what I've looked, I think we can.
I appreciate manning up and being honest because you're a leader. Everybody makes mistakes and goes. I'm not going to say I'm going to forgive you over things, but I admire you more for doing what you did. Be a leader. Cut the chains with this anchor, man. I'm telling you. Cut the chains and be your own person.
And then the other thing, the other thing too is everyone is saying about this being normal or new. I don't do these things here, but I pulled up the minutes. I pulled up the minutes, it's October of, 2013, where I made a motion, Philip, and this is it, made a motion to amend the agenda to, for a public meeting and to review all of the other alternatives to this job. That was October of 2013, which I did present my plan, which was some, the downtown July. So everyone is talking about Long River Road, October of 2013. It's done today, and now back to me what you said.
You two will work together and get it done. We understand that, we know something.
Somebody's done, no, somebody's done to address the overcrowding.
We know that, we've known that all along. Our point was, one man should not be going behind closed doors all by himself. That was our problem. Right. And
we will
An old song that he's singing today. Numerous people at these meetings, in fact, our whole committee, have preached that there are alternatives to what Ambrosini has wished for. And they never, nobody ever ignored, been ignored.
We hanging out. Do you have them?